And hello, welcome back. Oh, what's happening? Oh god. You are depressed, my man. A tired, annoyed, and invisibly frustrated Hugo Mertens enters the speakeasy. He grabs the stool roughly and wrestles it into position. He sighs deeply, a sound that comes not from his throat, but the depth of the soul. His piercing eyes finally meet yours, and you see a desperate plea for help. Oh, now you need my help. Still obstinate, detective? After everything I've been through these past few days, absolutely not. Who drove you insane? Just give me the strongest drink you have on the menu right now. If it kills me outright, at least I won't have to deal with these theater people anymore. Are you sure about that? I am dead serious. I need to erase the memory of working with this dramatic troupe of clowns. Just give me the strongest drink you have on the menu right now. Oh yeah, it's the same. Okay. You want the strongest. The strongest would be the royal flush. Do we give the strongest? Won't you leave? Well, we don't really need him, do we? Okay, you get the strongest. Don't come to me complaining. You wanted it. Even though he's a lightweight. When I asked you to make it strong enough to kill me, I was joking. Oh, you get what you ask for in this bar, detective. Hugo quickly downs the rest of his drink. He does not savor the taste, nor does he shut up from the sudden hit of alcohol. So how are things going, Hugo? How do you think, bartender? Can't talk about anything with a damn producer Lawrence Sullivan without him rambling on and on about his insufferable family and legacy. The props master Reese barely speaks, and every word they say drips with contempt. The feeling's mutual at this point. And Effia, the stagehand, dances around me with a labyrinthine vocabulary. Labyrinthine? Is that a word? Labyrinthine means like a maze. She taught me that. Okay. It is a word. She shouldn't be so arrogant. I'm speaking my third language after all. Is there a law written somewhere that all amateur writers have to be so full of themselves? Probably scribbled on a notepad, yeah. All the while, Olivia Carmine has still not responded to my summons for a testimony. They say if you look at something long enough, you fall in love with it. I might as well consider proposing to a manager because that's all I see every time I try to reach that woman. Oh god. And with that final complaint, the tension finally seems to leave Hugo's body. The alcohol and the act of venting his frustration are having an effect. This has been one hell of a week. Sounds like going solo has been rough. You could have asked for help. Now, Elena is on my team. Yes, well, it has not been a fair challenge for a single man to take on by himself. Feel like I've been set up to fail. Why am I telling you this to you of all people? How about you go back to playing with your liquor bottles? I go back to interviewing these buffoons and solving this case, huh? Yeah, well, we could do that, sure. With reluctance, Hugo gets up from the stool, slightly swaying as the alcohol hits him. Godspeed, Hugo. You will need it. Alright. Let's listen to this conversation. Hey there, hello Ellen. Huh? Remember me? We helped the man who was stabbed on stage at the opera. You yelled at me. Of course I remember you. Hard not to. I can't say I blame you for trying to help, even though you were useless. Most of the audience just sat there gawping. I know it was bold of me to act, but I can't help to but worry I may have made things worse. You didn't make things better or worse. You didn't really do much of anything. But a wound like that was always going to be fatal, so don't worry about it too much. I see. Poor guy. Did you lose your job because of my stunt? Reese almost smiled. Aw. I was fired, of course, but that had nothing to do with you. Sorry to hear that, old fellow. Sorry to hear that, friend. What are you going to do now? I haven't decided yet. My skills are in demand, of course. And my reputation hasn't taken too much of a knock. I'm free to choose my own path now. A look of disbelief flashes across Killian's face. You can't tell whether he's confused or realizing something. Just like that? And you're nervous about security? Money? What about your reputation? It's just a job at the end of the day. I suppose so. I haven't really ever had a job. Oh god. They're very helpful when you need money to buy food, pay your rent and buy books. Consider getting one. If you don't need to work, maybe get a hobby. Maybe. Yes, maybe I will. Oh god. Well, maybe he will change. Maybe. Alright. Let's get the people out of the way that have nothing to do with the case at all. Björn Johansson. Evening. Evening, Björn. I like how the drinks change here, just like the people. No, not really. Did you know Stavros? Sorry, but I think I'd rather talk about something else till I've had a few drinks. Well, let's get you drunk then. You want to be drunk, so you won't get your favorite, I guess? Lemon slice. You like the lemon slice. But that is a weak one. Okay, you can't get it. So a 6. I guess a one night stand might be good for you. Yeah, let's go. So he knows him. He knows something. Wow, I thought he had nothing to do with that. And I was just going to ask him about Lucas, but sure. Talk if you know something. Alright, Stavros. I knew him. Don't know anything about what happened on stage though. What's he like? What was he like? I mean, nice enough. Kept himself to himself. What? You can say that? His intricate work on those little metal ledgers he made in the workshop was very fiddly. Not like me with my mallet banging sheet metal. Wait, he worked with you? Aye. He worked same place as me. Different department though. Different type of metalwork. Oh? Though it was always clear we came from different worlds too. What do you mean? Put it this way. I once told him I grew up in a basement and often went hungry. He didn't say anything, just stared at me. Fair to say, I don't think he ever lived that way. Interesting. So he was rich? And well, rich, maybe not rich, but he had money. But he was still working. Alright. What was Stavros like? You know, he didn't seem the sort that would enjoy metalwork, but he was quite good at it. Did you talk often? Sure, we would talk between shifts. I wasn't close with him, and he was quiet. But I like to help out folk like him. Folk like him. You know, people who have fallen into this way of life. We're not all born to be grafters. Some of us have to learn the craft. He was an outsider, but there's a lot of outsiders in the plant. Anything else? Aye. He wasn't well liked. Even I didn't warm up to him. Not at first. But I don't want to speak ill of the dead. No one deserved that fate. Killed on stage like that. Still, can't shake the feeling he wasn't always honest with you. He held grudges. Oh? And he would talk about people who screwed him over. But always in these vague terms. He had a lot of anger in his heart. Oh? I'm not sure I want to talk about this much more, you know? Lucas has been going on about it all night. I know he can just talk about anything. But for me, some subjects just make me too gloomy. Alright, Björn. But we still have 2 more questions. Wait, so... in those grudge speeches... did he talk about... Olivia? Speaking ill of the dead is bad form. Spreading gossip about them is worse. I won't be partaking in that, bartender. It's just information gathering, it's not gossip. Do you know Gale the Winter, maybe? Sorry, I wouldn't know anything about that, yeah. I gathered. Well, bye. Lucas? Hello again! Oh, it seems my old favorite is no longer on the menu. Well, I trust you'll find something else I can appreciate. You like coffee? Yeah. Did you hear about the embargo on Jane and coffee? Hear about it? I am living it! Since trying those beans, no other coffee will do. So without them, I'm positively deprived. I've had a caffeine headache for a week. But you've not been drinking any. Exactly! When you stop taking caffeine and you're accustomed to drinking a lot of coffee, you get a withdrawal effect. Headaches, lethargy, and malaise. How many coffees do you drink? In a week? Perhaps 56? What? What the... Wait, I can't... 8 coffees. Very good. Good. Do you want to work with me at the back? My manager would need an adding machine to calculate that. Not the sharpest anymore. It's a lot of coffee though. I would... like, the maximum I would drink would be 3. Like, in the morning, midday, and then at night, right? But coffee never worked for me. I still drink it, but it never really had an effect on me. It is a need, and without it I'm finding my focus, my energy, my ability to survive today is much reduced. If something is worth doing, it is worth overdoing. I applaud the spirit of sentiment, and for anything other than coffee, I would advise moderation. But my heart drips black and beats slow without my beloved dark beverage. My word, I sounded just like Reese there. Are you two friends? We met in the gothic section of Libraria. I'm friends with anyone who shares coffee and conversation, especially if they also loan me the very best, most chillingly macabre horror novels. Yeah, that sounds like him, alright? Alright, let's get you a drink. Should be easy enough. Coffee? Yeah. Oh, the old one is back. Wait, didn't he say that his favorite is not there anymore? This is his first favorite, right? Well. Oh, that's just perfect. Yes. Do you know? Do you know? Gale the Winter. I don't know anything about that. No? What? I thought you were like a book person. Do you know? Do you know anything about Stavros? Ooh. Okay, let's get the basics down. Time and place. God, it's what a gruesome tragedy. To think Fizzy was going to buy tickets for us all. I'm glad I opted out. Björn wouldn't have enjoyed it. Sounds like I wouldn't have either. I've really lost track of time. Wait, you didn't give me any information. Björn was better than you. Alright. Alright. Let's see. Huh. Who would be honest? Reese, right? Hello, here I am again. Oh god, there's so much we can ask. What sort of drinks do you like? Something cold and bitter and dark as night, of course. I didn't want to assume. That's good, because I was only joking. Like something fresh and not too strong, please. Maybe a little sweet. Wait, we already have his favorite, right? Yeah. As long as he doesn't need to be drunk or tipsy, we can give you your favorite. And make you like us. Alright. What went wrong with the dagger at the premiere? The dagger did what it was supposed to do. Kill. Look, I only left my statements with the police. I prefer not to leave them with a bartender I barely know. Reese's attitude is cold and guarded. Seems they don't quite trust you yet. Oh, just a little bit. A little bit. Okay. You mentioned a society. Have you always... You mentioned a society. Secret society. So why would I say more? You brought it up? Well, I suppose I can say a little more. Please? Yes! Yes! Perfect. We crossed the threshold. The Raven-born Society is comprised of me, Reese Kenred, my cousin Louise, and my childhood friend Sebastian Obsidian Noir. That was not his birth name. Oh. Sounds interesting. Thank you for the compliment. We are a peculiar bunch, but I would not have it any other way. Why is it secret, though? Together, we celebrate the macabre, the sinister, the eldritch, and the supernatural. We are enthusiasts, but also investigators. The Raven-born Society is just as interesting in reality as in fiction. The tale is terrifying, mysterious, spine-chilling, all challenges our view of mundane reality. We embrace it. And whether that story is from the creative minds of a novelist or a poet, or ripped from the headlines of a newspaper, we revel in it. Uh-oh, I see a motive there. So you're more than a book club. We are explorers of the imagination, investigators of the supernatural, and trailblazers of the outer reaches of reality where magic and science intersect. Okay. We meet Tuesdays and Fridays, and there's always fruitcake and tea. Can I join? Oh, maybe one day I could join. The waiting list for entry to the society is long, but I will add your name to the end. Is it? Really? Are you sure? Well, we plan to one day have a radio show where we discuss horrific novels, poems, and shows. I will keep you appraised of our progress on that front. Alright, Reese? Alright, what went wrong with the dagger? Suppose there's no harm in telling you what I told the police. Who knows? Perhaps you won't be obsessed with how the dagger killed Stavros. The real question is, how was the dagger modified? Go on. I recognize my own handiwork immediately. The dagger was a prop that I personally fashioned, with retractable mechanism and all. Both the weight and appearance may have been carefully taken into account so the actor can perform the most convincing delivery during the scene. It has to feel real so the performance feels real as well. Any amateur could have sharpened it like some common kitchen knife, but I would have noticed that right away. No, the adjustments were more precise than that. Even a blunt knife can do a surprising amount of damage when thrust with enough force. Ordinarily, the blade on this dagger retracts fully into the hilt, but if that mechanism fails, well, I'm sure you can imagine the outcome. I don't even have to imagine it. It happened. I built the dagger with the safety to prevent jamming, which I oil and test daily. Someone managed to sabotage it in such a way that the blade only locks in place when great force is applied, which sadly I don't typically do. So whoever did it knew what they were doing. Yes, metalworking experience would be essential. Oh, to tamper with the dagger in this way. Oh, it doesn't look good for Stavros. Fascinating. I'm never sure what kind of topics to discuss. People are so different. No, that's okay. Alright. Wait. This is evidence for... Yeah, okay. I mean, it is evidence. But it's not really evidence for him. It's evidence for Stavros. This is not... I'm pretty sure Stavros wanted to kill Olivia. If he holds grudges, he can do metal work, you know? Or maybe it's just leading us on. It's too obvious. That would be lame. No, that can't be so easy. Alright, let's ask about... your rose with Olivia. You can hardly blame me. One can only tolerate so many Easter egg hunts, trying to locate props that were carelessly discarded all over the set before losing one's patience. She didn't respect me, my work, or my time, so why would I respect her? The way I see it, you earn that sort of thing. I always knew Lawrence would take Olivia's side, but I would sooner die than bite my tongue. What do you mean? Nothing. Doesn't matter now. I've moved on. Oh? There's some kind of story there. I'm never sure what kind of topics to discuss. Okay, yeah, blah blah blah. Have you heard about the backstage fight? Oh yes, it was incessant really. Do you know what the big fight was about? No clue. I tuned out that childish bickering long ago for the sake of my own sanity. Ask Effia. Thanks. Alright, farewell. Ask Effia. That I will do. Hi, Effia. Nice and cozy in here tonight. Good to see you again. Well. Let's get you a drink first. Yeah, the femme fatale. Maria .2. Right, let's see. Have you always lived in Bukovi? No, let me ask the question first. Backstage fight. Yes, that's what I said. Tensions were high between them the entire production through. Did Stavros and Olivia fight? Yes, and he told her she was going to get what she deserved. Sounds bad for him. That is bad for him. You should look into that. Oh yeah. Okay, let me ask about parents. Have you always lived in Bukovi? Yes, but my parents were immigrants, and I get that question a lot. What do they do? My dad was a stagehand. Tough job, long hours, heavy work. And when something goes wrong, you better be able to prove you're not to blame. Stagehands are easy to replace. It wasn't easy for my parents. They took a long time to settle in Bukovi. They couldn't visit the Maverick Opera House often. But when Dad managed to sneak me and my mother in and we could watch together, nothing felt more like home. Oh, very nice. Alright, let's see. Wait, from who did I hear this? From her, right? Alright. So... Did you know that he is part of the working class? I don't gossip about my co-workers. Certainly not at a time like this. That's not who I am. Take your prying inquiries elsewhere. Fine. Do you think Reese would be the killer? I don't think so, but interesting. I imagine it would take a dab hand to do so under Reese Kenred's watchful eye. You don't think it could have been Reese himself? No, I don't. I see. Yeah, that's what I also think. Nom de plume, do you know about Gale the Winter? Yes, rather little is known about our enigmatic writer, but I've never considered that a problem. That speaks for itself, doesn't it? Can't oh, yeah, okay. She is gone. Elena, just a quick update about the veiled threats. He threatened her, even if it was nothing but hollow words. This final fate could suggest Olivia took them very seriously indeed. She may have wanted to defend herself, or worse, to act preemptively. But how would she have done so? Could she have been the one to tamper with the dagger? No, I don't think so. Well, I understand now why Reese was less than forthcoming about his piece of information. Does rather put a target on them, doesn't it? You think only Reese could have done it? No, love. That'd be foolish to make that assumption. Actors are known for their technical skills, so much is true. But Olivia was certainly familiar with the prop. And who knows, one of our suspects may have hidden skills we're not aware of. Start digging. I already did. See here, my info. Now, there's a surprise. One wonders why a rising star would opt for such a drastic career change. I rather doubt he believed in the inherent virtue of hard work. I'm not sure this means anything, but good work uncovering it nonetheless. Information like this is exactly why we interrogate civilians. Sometimes they surprise you. Do I have anything else? No. Alright. Go, go, go. Killian! How's job hunting going? Dreadful. Well, thanks for asking, I guess. That's that bad, huh? I've been browsing employment opportunities for months, and I can barely get a single interview. Did you send many applications? You have no idea how hard it is to find a job opening that sounds interesting, that my parents wouldn't throw a fit over, and that I feel I'd be any good at. In fact, I haven't really found any. Perhaps it's time to settle for 2 out of 3. Maybe I should ask Reese for advice. They're also looking. With greater success than I, it seems. I do envy them, you know. Not getting involved in a murder investigation and getting sacked and all that, but having found their thing, their way in life. Knowing what they're good at and what they're worth. All I know is that I'm not good at anything. You'll find it. Isn't there something you're passionate about? Oh, I don't know. The only thing I have is an eye for pretty things. But I don't have the markings of a painter or a seamster or a sculptor. I'm too impatient, too easily distracted. Don't like getting my hands dirty either. I suppose I have enjoyed a bit of photography. I bought myself a Canon Insta last year. Spent a rather enjoyable summer with it too. Snapping pictures of pretty girls and sunsets on street corners. And pretty girls on street corners? Yeah, I get it. Pretty girls. It was probably rubbish though, I don't know. I felt too embarrassed to actually show anyone. I just did it because it was fun. Not much to go on, is it? No, that's great. If you enjoy it, it's worth pursuing. You need a drink. Let me give you your minty punch. Reese could join you for the same drink. Alright. You really like it here, don't you? I like it? Why, I love this place! Ever since I lost Alina, I feel I don't quite fit in anywhere, except maybe here. What do you think? I'm glad it feels like home. The mix of people, the drinks, the ambience, it's just so invigorating. And the fact that my mother, my cousins, my housekeeper and my old school teachers don't call me helps a lot too. You're avoiding them all. As much as I can, yes. Every day I'm surrounded by 2 types of people. Those who suspect I'm a buffoon, and those who have seen enough evidence to be sure of it. Yeah, this seems to be the case. At home, I'm labeled a layabout because I have no employment. Amongst friends, I am either called a sad sack when I talk about Alina, or they consider me heartless for not grieving enough. Do they expect me to don a black veil and haunt the graveyard like some ghoul? Or do they prefer I pretend she never lived? I cannot win. Do not get me wrong. There are plenty of reasons I do not want to be around my friends and family, but that is not the reason I love it here. Then why? There's more than the drinks and the people, the scent of citrus and cinnamon, and the jazz from the old record player. No, this place is magical. I cannot put my finger on why. It's the feeling that anything could happen here. Maybe. Yes, that's it. When I come here, it feels like this is the stage. Not some silly opera. It feels like this is where the lead characters come to live out their adventure. You want to be a lead character? I've heard a drink is good for a bad day. I wonder how true that is. It is pretty true, you know? Did you hear about Stavros being working class? Surely the man was mistaken. A talented performer like Stavros Stone working in a metal factory. Why on earth would he resort to that? Perhaps he did what was necessary to get by. It's a tough world out there. It's honest work, you know? Perhaps he did what was necessary to get by. Perhaps. But if I were him and I needed money that badly, I'd have just swallowed my pride and begged my parents. Oh god. I'm sure you would have. What a sad person. Do you know about the backstage fight? Or about Reese butting heads? That's hardly surprising. They're both strong-willed, outspoken people, aren't they? That doesn't mean that they still can't respect each other. Oh, they don't respect each other. The first time I've ever met Reese, they called me an idiot and gave me an earful, and now we are friends. Are you? At least I think we are. Oh, yeah. Okay, bye-bye, Killian. Okay, let me speak to the detective quick. I have some information for you. About Olivia. What does it matter what he said? You're not trying to insinuate he was gutted like a fish on stage for being abrasive, are you? What if Stavros was actually planning something? Well, clearly it didn't amount to anything. Or else there would be a different body on the slab at the morgue, no? Unless someone else acted first. Yeah, that's my thought. About that dream you had, what? Right. Sometimes I have this dream, bartender. I probably shouldn't tell you about it. But I will. In my dream I was on my model train. A tiny man, as small as a shot glass. I was riding around the track on the back of a locomotive. The little model world was whizzing past. I was content. Suddenly, on a parallel track, my father came past me on another train. It was cold and there was snow on the ground, and his train whistled past me towards a tunnel. The whistling wind and snow was getting worse. He didn't say anything to me. His face was wrapped in a scarf. He didn't look at me. I could see he was holding a torch. It lit up the path ahead, lit up the tunnel when we went inside. And in the dream, I knew he was going ahead to light up a fire in the cold and the dark. I knew that at the end of the tunnel on the other side, if there was an other side, he'd be waiting for me. That was my dream. Are you okay, Hugo? He shakes his head distractedly, then licks his lips like he wants to say more, but his features darken and he relaxes his shoulders. I'm fine, and I'm done with this subject. Let's move on. Oh god. Dagger sabotage? They just admitted that to you. I've had 3 interviews with this kid, and they amounted to nothing. But you served them a couple cocktails and they crack. This doesn't mean Reese is the culprit. What else could it possibly mean? Don't be getting a soft spot for them just because they're a paying customer. No other suspect has the skill to pull off that kind of sabotage. That we know of. I know someone else who has that kind of skill. Okay, I don't see how him working with metal is at all relevant to this case, nor how it should concern you. Unless anti-worker sentiment was a factor? Was he involved in any past union activity? How come they don't see what I see? Best take a note. I somehow don't think that is it. Yeah, sit down. We have to talk to some important person here. Ah, finally. I thought I'd sit here and... Oh yeah, you're the last person. Alright, let's get you that drink. The drama queen. Wait. Do I want to get him drunk though? I don't think I want to. So we need a 4 or 5. Yeah. Let's go with... I don't think he will like coffee, so evening prayer. Just tipsy enough. With an enemy, I have tried to sabotage the Alliance. An enemy? Who in the world would consider me an enemy? I just thought... Oh, well, I suppose I can think of one. Or maybe two, now that you mention it. Like, well, there's Artemis Godolphin, the theatre critic. That fat old queen never did warm to my work. Talentless hack. Then there's Camelia Simone. Simone? She was a falsetto who could break a crystal glass with her voice. And break the hearts of every wife whose husband she seduced. That woman was voracious and vicious. When I chastised her, she threatened to burn down the rehearsal studio. Oh, and of course there's my old rival Marcus van Carstein, the 8th Duke of Hanoveria. Never did like me or my family. His father and my father had a blood feud, and as their sons, Marcus and I were expected to continue that feud. Neither of us had the stomach for blood though, so instead we sent a series of increasingly savage letters to one another. I once called his suit horry awful. What? Horry awful means horrible and awful at the same time. Yeah, I mean, what else could it mean? Of course. And I suppose my ex-wife, Mary Anna, might wish specific harm on me. And I know this because she sent me a letter. What did it say? I wish you specific harm. You have a lot of enemies. Ah, yes, well, if you're not upsetting anyone with what you say, you're not saying anything at all. Kinda true. Okay. Did you hear about the veiled threats? You're not taking this seriously, are you? Stavros was probably just getting in character. Penelope is the reason for Hercules' tragic demise after all, and not long before she too meets her untimely end. Ephia seems to take it quite seriously. Ah, well, you know how it is. Emotions run high on the stage, and people say a lot of silly things when they're cross with one another. Very passionate people, actors. I'm sure this was nothing serious. If you say so. Did you know about Reese and Olivia? The situation with Kenrid. Ah, yes, it's all quite unfortunate, isn't it? What is going on with them exactly? Oculum's razor, my good bartender. Oculum's razor, what? The simplest conclusion is always the right one. I don't think that's quite... It was not easy for me to let them go. I really did lose sleep over it. But I am willing to make sacrifices, such as the responsibility of a producer. So you fired Reese. Must you use such crude terminology? Did I shoot someone from a cannon? Did I fire a bullet into someone's heart? No, it was a simple matter. The constant arguments between Reese and Olivia about professionalism forced my hand, I'm afraid. And it had nothing to do with the murder. Dalliance relied on a core troop of 4 creative geniuses. Reese was not part of that group, and to ensure Olivia's collaboration in the future, I could not risk anyone dispelling our magical creative chemistry, and not even Reese, an otherwise skilled prop manager. They were informed that once Dalliance completed its run, they would be released from their contract. I could not in good conscience give them a positive reference, but I wouldn't blacklist them either. Why would you not give them a positive reference? They did their job, right? But now we know we have a motive to cause it to fail, the Dalliance, because he was told to go beforehand. So it's not because of the murder, but he already knew before that. A very difficult decision, but not an unusual one for a producer to make. Part of my job is to protect the talent. The labor is a big part of the show, but the talent is one of the highest import. I see. Okay, do you know anything about Gale the Winter? That's the real question here. You asking me about the identity of Gale the Winter? Lawrence isn't even trying to hide his smugness. He absolutely delights in knowing more than he is saying. Oh god. Some industry secrets must remain just that. Secret. Surely you can appreciate the need for this running an establishment like a speakeasy. Lawrence seems eager to share information, but wants to be sure you can keep the secret. I do. Okay, we have to be... Yeah, okay, we have to be more than friends. Tell me about the Dalliance. Dalliance was the culmination of my life's work, my magnum opus. I worked for years selecting scripts, assembling my perfect cast, securing the funding and support I needed to craft my masterpiece. So now it's over. Will you retire? Ah, bah, of course not. Because of the accident, it did not have a full run. And I'm on a sabbatical. I need time to regroup and regain my equilibrium. My creative juices need to percolate once more, preferably in schnapps or absinthe, I don't know. Announcing anything as final will have the masses rush to the booth to purchase tickets. I was there when Lawrence Sullivan IV's final work premiered. That's genius, I guess. I just have to make him like me. I am glad to think so, and even better, when I eventually announce my comeback, the effect doubles. After all these years, he's back. I simply must see it. Don't get me wrong, Dalliance isn't like any other play I've produced in the past. It is a celebration of what led me here in the first place. Elaborate. Gladly. My first ever credited production in the world of opera was known as Crossing. You know all about it, of course. Absolutely. Oh god, he already likes me. When planning Dalliance, it was imperative to me that I reassemble as much of the original casting of Crossing as possible. As such, I went out of my way to recruit both Olivia Carmine and Stavros Stone, who played the leads of Crossing at the time. I was also lucky to pick up Effie DeVos again, an integral part of the team. Wait, she was also there? Wait, Effie? Oh yes, does that surprise you? She does look quite young for her age, doesn't she? My plan came together quite wonderfully. The beginning and the end. Alpha and Omega. Oh, well, I suppose it was a wonderful plan until the tragedy struck Stavros. I see. And he has to go. We found out quite a bit. But what is the case with Effia? Can I Google her? I mean, you know what I mean. Oh wait, Effia DeVos, yes. Effia DeVos, born 1898, is a citizen of Bukovi who emigrated to Tsara at a young age. She is credited working as a stagehand and as an actor. She's an actor, okay. Her first credit was in 1918, where she acted in Crossing. More recently, in 1928, she appeared as a stagehand during the premiere of Dalliance. No further information is available. There's some history there. Lawrence Sullivan? Lawrence Sullivan IV, born 1860, is the son of Celine Sullivan and Jensen Sullivan II, and is the current patriarch of the notable Sullivan family. Lawrence Sullivan IV was named in honor of his great-grandfather Lawrence Sullivan III, known for his bravery during the coup against Emperor Leopold the Bold. Leopold the Bold, okay. With recent changes in the political and economic climate of Sada, the family's influence has diminished significantly. and Sullivans can be found working in finance, the arts, and even commerce. Mr. Sullivan held no interest in pursuing a political career, opting instead to pursue his passion for the performing arts. Thanks to a series of connections within the industry, his first opera made its debut in 1918, titled Crossing. Lawrence took a risk hiring a diverse and yet still inexperienced cast. The risk paid off as the play was a major success, kickstarting many notable careers such as those of Olivia Carmine, who played the lead female role. Since then, isn't she the only one who kickstarted her career? Since then, Lawrence was lauded with the industry for his ability to find and pick the right talent during production. He also boasts he had an excellent working relationship with famous playwright Gay Le Winter. In 1928, Mr. Sullivan announced that he would tie up his latest and final work, Dalliance, premiered at the Maverick Opera House in Bocovi. And Rhys Kenred. Rhys Kenred, born 1901, is a citizen of Bocovi. They are listed as an employee at the Maverick Opera House, not anymore, fulfilling the role of a prop master. During their 2 years of employment at the Maverick, they were credited for the role in a variety of plays, though not much else is known about them. The last entry is for the premiere of Dalliance. Not much is known, okay. Interesting, Effia. Interesting. Okay, some more. Of course, leave it to a man like Lawrence to throw the baby out with the bathwater. A baby that's responsible for the weapon safety on his set, no less. It can't have gone down well with Rhys. If they didn't have a grudge against Olivia already, they certainly do now. If she had been our victim, this would certainly have pointed to Rhys being our culprit. But I don't see what it has to do with Stavros. I think everyone wanted to kill everyone. So it exchanged, like everyone exchanged at once, and then Stavros was just the unlucky one. And there's certainly something to be said for coming full circle in one's career. I admit, I'm rather surprised to see Effia DeVos on that list though. Why would a mere stagehand have been of such crucial importance? And why are they calling her an integral part of the team? I wonder if there's more to it. Well, we'll find out, Alright, that's it for today. Let's see if we can put some clues together. It's a little bit difficult. Veiled threats. Fallback. Working class. Toolsmith. Stavros was an experienced metalworker and was very familiar with the stage prop. If Björn is right, Stavros certainly could have sabotaged the dagger if he wanted to. Yes, he could have. And with this? No. Okay. I thought if we combine these two, Toolsmith and Hands on the Table, then... Oh wait, right, he's the murdered person. Yeah, of course, we can't find any evidence for that. I don't think there's anything else. This one is important. Okay. Oh wait, that's Rhys and not Stavros. Time and place? No. Star couple? No. Yeah, I think that's it. We still have so many things we can ask everyone, so it's a little bit difficult to get a complete overview of everything. He had closed doors, so he was in a working class because someone had to feed himself. Callback is weird. Butting heads and exit stage, right? That's a grudge if I see one. But it doesn't really combine to anything. Yeah, that's it, I think. And that's it for today as well. I see you in the next one. Bye bye.